Hi there, foodie friends. It's Tiffany Foreman, your favorite Pampered Chef consultant, always bringing you recipes, tips, fun, and more. So earlier today, I started a recipe from, I think it was from TikTok or it was like an Instagram reel on a chicken parmesan, like a shredded chicken parmesan to make into like a slider or a sandwich. So I apologize for the glare there. Okay, so what I've already started, I'm gonna show you the chicken when we get it out. But to prep, what I'm gonna do ahead of time before we do the chicken, because that's gonna be like the last thing we put on the sandwich, is I have two potato rolls. It's just me and my daughter eating right now. We're gonna leave the rest for the boys when they get off work. So just two potato rolls. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna melt some butter. And in the butter, I'm gonna add garlic and herb rub because that's gonna be yummy mixed together. So let me pop this in the microwave. And these are supposed to be chicken parm sliders, but for some reason we're out of Parmesan. So we're gonna have to go with mozzarella, and I was gonna do mozzarella and parm mixed together. You could do this with like parm and provolone, whatever your choice is. So I'm gonna grab my adjustable cheese grater. We always wanna shred our own cheese, and because it melts better, it tastes better, it's not covered in cellulose, that white powdery substance that keeps cheese from clumping. So look at that, it looks beautiful. Now if I had my block of parm, I would wanna use the fine side of my double grater here, but because I forgot Parmesan, we're just doing mozzarella here on this one. All right, so the butter is done. All right, so we're gonna add in our garlic and herb. I had just enough that I knew that I would just use it all, so I just dumped it all in. Quick tip though, when you fill up a cap, it's approximately a tablespoon. So that's a really good little tip there. All right, so let's just mix this together. And we're gonna take our little basting brush and I just saw Kenobi on my counter back there. He loves to do that, and I'm going to have to get my spray bottle out and get him because that drives me crazy. He's the only one that does that, and he rubs on my spices. All right, so here's the melted butter that I'm putting on the, oh my gosh, it smells so good. Oh, just the garlic and herb and the butter, delicious. Can you get him? Thank you. All right, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my air fryer rack. I'm gonna put these on there. Typically when I air fry, like to make toast, I just set it on the air fry setting for 4 minutes. So I think that's gonna be good because then when it always beeps halfway through, I'm gonna flip them. I'm gonna put a little bit more butter and then finish. So let's do that. Turn that down to 4. Okay, so that is ready to go back there. So meanwhile, let me turn you around this way. I have you guys on a stool. Here's my quick cooker that this chicken has been in here for 4 hours, and now it's been warming for 30 minutes past the 4 hours. So I love that I could just set it and forget it. You can see right there, it says keep warm. We use the slow cook setting on there. You could use the quick cook, but I had the time today. I put it in early so it could sit there. All right, so we're just gonna cancel on out of here and open this baby up. All right, I'm gonna let you guys see the inside and tell you what that's all about. So inside here was a can of tomato sauce. So I tend to buy the case of tomato sauce at the store, usually at like Sam's or whatever, along with, and I use that to start my sauce. So it's a great, it's just plain, doesn't have a lot of seasoning or anything, but I seasoned these chicken breasts here with Italian seasoning. I cleaned them up before I put them in here. I actually had pictures, so I'll comment on this post with those pictures. I'm gonna grab my handy dandy salad choppers, and you guys will notice I put them on my hand backwards. All right, because this is, if you think about a pair of scissors, you'd want them this way, right? All right, so I'm gonna turn them this way. It just gives me a better grip on it when I salad chop. So let me just put you guys back in my phone holder and get you guys up close here. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my salad choppers and I'm shredding. Actually, you can't see when I'm doing that. Hold on. Let me see if I can hold with one and shred with the other. There you go. All right, so it's just shredding so nicely. I can feel how tender it is because it's been slow cooking in this red sauce for 4 hours. and it smells really good. And so kind of like you would do pulled pork or chicken for barbecue chicken Sammy's. That's one of our other faves. Oh, I forgot the timer. Oops. This is why we're pampered, not perfect. So I'm gonna run over here, grab my little grippies, and we're gonna pull this out. All right, I'm just gonna set that right there. Flip, flip, flip. Okay, and then, oh, I forgot the butter. You guys, hopefully you don't get too dizzy. I didn't think about this, but that's why we're pampered, not perfect. All right, so let's put a little bit more butter, garlic butter on there. So this makes, I use this method for like doing garlic bread for other Mexican meals. I'm sorry, Italian. Got the wrong theme going on in my head. All right, and I'm gonna use all of it. There's the chunkier stuff that's on there. So I'm gonna just kind of pour them on there, swish that around. All right, so the timer's still going on the air fryer, so I'm just gonna pop that back in and let it finish while we go back over here to the salad chopping of the chicken. All right, you can, if you want it chunkier, you could do chunky, but I was thinking more like shredded, like you do carnitas or pulled pork. In this case, it's like pulled chicken. And there it is. Like I said, this was just the sauce, the chicken, and the Italian seasoning. So I didn't add any broth or anything like that. The chicken kind of makes its own broth. All right, so there's that. Let's set that there for a second. And I know that it is going to beat over here. We got 1 minute to go. Oh yeah, we got our little mitt, because these racks get very hot in the air fryer. So you want to make sure that you always have a little protective guy. These is my old set. The new set is in gray. The newer color is gray, but you always got to have these. These work great for your air fryer. All right, so the air fryer defaults, that air fry setting defaults to 400. That means it's done. So, oh, look at that. Oh, it smells so good. All right, so then we're gonna take this, and actually I thought about this. I'm gonna use my large scoop. That way it kind of does like a mound when I put it on the sandwich. All right, so there is your mound of shredded Italian red sauce chicken, whatever you wanna call that. There's another mound to put on the other sandwich. All right, and then like I said, we're out of parm, so we're gonna make do with some mozzarella. I don't know about you, but I think I'm gonna put these back in the air fryer for a few and get them all melty and toasty. All right, so let me grab that because that's hot. Let's put that back in the air fryer. Put that on the top rack. All right, so let's dial it to air fry and then dial it down. I think no more than probably, we'll just do 3 and then I'll kind of watch it. So you can put the light on so that you can kind of watch it. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this quick dinner that you could do with just your shredded chicken. Or you're shredding the chicken, but you're cooking the chicken in the tomato sauce. So my daughter said that she may just take this and put this over pasta. That was something growing up we would have. My mom would make what she called Italian chicken. And the chicken would be a little bit chunkier and probably have like chunks of onions and peppers in there. Not a fan. I'm a bad Italian. I don't like that. So I understand you need them for flavor. I just don't like to eat chunky onions and peppers or even chunky tomato sauce. So that's why I use just the straight sauce out of the can for this recipe. And then you could flavor your chicken breast with more. Some of my other faves that you could use besides the Italian: bell pepper herb, which is a great substitute for bell pepper. You could throw a little, I thought about using the new garlic parmesan. That would be really good on the bread itself with the butter. Crushed peppercorn and garlic, classic. Everyone's got to have a bottle of this because it's like my most favorite way to season chicken. And then I was looking for, 3 onion and then sweet basil. So I use if I'm making like a true spaghetti sauce, I use a mixture of all of those. But you could season your chicken the same way with all of those in the red sauce. Or if you just wanted to do grilled chicken, you could grill the chicken on your deluxe electric grill and griddle, or on your grill pan on the stovetop, whatever floats your boat. But these are some great seasonings. As you can see, all my seasonings are Pampered Chef. And the one that we had in the butter was the garlic herb. And we should have about a minute and a half left on those babies. Let's see, did I turn on the light? You guys can't see them because they're all the way up at the top, but I can see a little piece of one of the cheese is like melting down. So does anyone want to peek? Should we peek? Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look how yummy that is. I'm gonna let it go for the rest. So it can get those buns just a little bit crispier. And I'll go ahead and put the lid on, the top of the bun on the top of the sandwich, and serve. You could serve it with a nice side salad. I kind of think of like an Italian restaurant that would have sandwiches. I think in like a handful of potato chips and a pickle. That would be something that you could definitely do with something like this, but super easy because it is 4 o'clock on a Friday afternoon here, and I picked me up from school. We were volunteering for a little while at the school. We have to be back up there at 6 o'clock for the football game. So this is something quick and easy we can do. I'm gonna leave the rest of the chicken here for the boys with instructions on how to toast their buns when they get home. And another thing I realized, we have everything bagels. They could use an everything bagel and put this right on there because that always makes a really yummy sandwich. So I hope you have enjoyed these cute little sandwich tips. Ooh, there it is. And it is time for us to eat. I hope you guys have a pampered day.